Hi everyone, I'm Joe Calamita, and I'm going to walk you through how to communicate with your team and parents using the Exeter Eagles website. You can see this is our website, and I want to just kind of bring a couple things to your attention. You'll see at the very top of the screen there is a couple of games listed across, and you can see where they say cancel and postpone. We've had a bunch of rain here in the last couple of days, so we already have events closed. And what's really nice is they show up actually before a lot of notifications go out from emails, etc. As soon as the athletic director makes the change, it appears on our website just as it is right now. Now, this is only for games. It does not show practices, but it is one way that they can see. Another, if you just click this game cancellations section right here, in a second it will pop up. And what's really nice is this actually summarizes all of the games that have been canceled for the day, and it actually gives you a couple of days worth of information. You get this nice layout on the right hand side under the games, but then you get the whole calendar. So if things are canceled for the weekend, this is a nice place to see if those things have occurred, especially snow. Sometimes things are canceled over several days. So this would be where you could see not just today's stuff, but tomorrow's and the next days as well. You can see it's just games. Right now, we don't have any of the practices in there. That would only show up if those events were entered into the Schedule Star, which is the program we use for scheduling games. Then these would show up there as well. But this is also a really nice way to see what other events are going on in case, say your child has a game canceled and you have a friend who's playing a different sport, you'd be able to see it there. I'm just going to show you real quickly what one of our team sites look like. So this is the varsity lacrosse page. You can see the schedule, and it has the full schedule of games. It's really a nice way to see the schedule, and this is also available on the Big Teams app on various phones. You can kind of eliminate if there's a lot of scrimmages. You can use that drop-down menu to do that. But here's the news section. This is the area where I'm going to show you how this relates to that communication. But you can make this a section that is specifically information just for your team and for the parents of the people on the team. So this is an area you can see I don't have anything in here right now, but going forward, this is an opportunity, a place for you to kind of put those little things that you need to get through to your team. I would say these are probably things you're going to have, like maybe a scrimmage, open gym schedule, things that are canceled or postponed. That's where you're going to do that. So where I'm going to take you next is where you get into the coaches section. And you can see as you go back to the home page, you can log in under the fan area, but probably you want to do up here. Now I'm already logged in, so you can see it says log out. But for you, it would say log in, and that's where you would click on to log in with your credentials to log into the coach's site. So you would just use your username and password. If you don't have one, you can contact me, Joe Calamita, or the athletic office, and we can get you a username and password. So this is what the varsity lacrosse looks like. It has this season, next season, and also last season. There's a little funky thing that shows an additional season that doesn't really exist here. Most of the sites don't have that, but this one, for whatever reason, seems to always have an extra. But this is where you're going to do most of your work. On the left-hand side, you have a variety of different options we'll go over later. And this box area is where you're going to do most of your work. There's a roster section here, and you can put the whole roster of your team. That's nice for college coaches. If they're watching a game, they know number 21 who had a great game. They'll be able to put a name and a number together. The schedule section is really nice. This is where you can update the scores of games, and this is available for varsity, JV, junior high, etc. There's also a little spot, a summary section, where you can put a little narrative about the game, stats, whatever you want. That's kind of nice. The players really appreciate looking at that information. And it also gives you an option of that to show up on the homepage, our Exeter Eagles homepage, and that's always neat. I encourage you to do that as much as possible. The more information on there, the better. I'm going to go back to the home page for the coach here. The headline section is where you're going to put, as it says, just some like information about what's going on with the team. Things you would want to see in a newspaper is kind of what I would say that section should be. And that's a little different than the other section I'm going to talk about, which is the news for the team, which is right here. And that is really more for very specific things for the team. And you can see there it says gym schedule, open gym times, open field times. These are things you want to communicate directly with the team. And the way to do that, we're just going to add some team news right here. And I'm just going to, since I have a lot of cancellations and postponements, we're going to cancel practice today. So I'm just going to put a little something, some practice canceling. You can see this is really just like typing in Word. So I'll type practice for today, April 8th, which it's actually not April 8th, but is canceled. Okay. The next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to go down here. First, let me just show you. You can put a whole bunch of different things in there. You can put web links. You can type whatever you want. This is really your opportunity. You can type whatever you want, and it doesn't matter. I'm going to just kind of show you a little bit here where that goes. So the news, anything you type in there, not only does it get emailed and text potentially, but it also shows up in this team news section, and that's nice because it stays there, so you can see what you've typed over time. But anyway, let's go back to here. You can see I can send an email blast. So anything in that section I just typed, that will go out as an email to anyone who is subscribed to your team. The SMS blast is a text message. There are fewer characters allowed in text messages, so that's why it has its own area. So I would have to actually retype anything that I wanted from that section down to here. So in this particular case, it's easy. I'm going to retype the practice is canceled. And you can see it's counting the characters because you're only allowed 130 characters. We don't really want you to necessarily post every little thing to the Exeter Athletic. I will probably post most of the cancellations there anyway, or the athletic director, so there's no need for you to do that as well. But if that's something that's pressing, it's just happening, feel free to use that as well. But just understand that that's all of athletics, not just your team. There is some ways that we can adjust that. If you have a team Twitter site, I would encourage you to talk to me about that, and we can set that up. What's really nice, though, too, is if you are in charge of several teams, whether you have a varsity and a JV, maybe boys and girls together, you can do this just once and have that information posted immediately to those other teams. And you can see it lists more teams than we actually have. There's varsity, JVs, pony teams, the middle school, all the middle school teams are here as well. So you can actually do this when you're posting your summer practices to get to the 8th graders as well. That might help. So I'm just going to go here and check the boys junior varsity. So now I can post the same information with varsity and JV, and I would just hit the submit button. I'm not going to do that here because I don't want to mess up their particular site. So who does this go to, you might be asking? Well, obviously we're going to send this to anyone who is subscribed, but we're going to see, all of this information, both the text message and the email section, goes to anyone who has said, this is one of my favorites. We're interested in this information, and those people are located in the fan accounts. So as a coach, I can go in and say manage fan accounts, and I could see the names and addresses of all the people who identified that they're following lacrosse. Now, I would encourage you to have your players fill that out and put their text message. But you can also invite, if you want to put the first name, last name, and email address of all your parents, all your players in there and send an invite, they would then get an email that they can click on and would automatically join up into your site. We don't include the text message information in that, mainly because some people get charged for text messages, so we want to give them the opportunity to say, yes, it's okay to text message me, or no, it is not. So they have to do that when they actually click on the link to sign up for the site that you send them this way. they would put in their text message, or if they just go to the Exeter Eagles site, they can do all of that themselves. I would probably tell you to do it that way, because this is an awful lot of time, especially if you have a very large team. Maybe a basketball team, a golf team, it's not too bad. A football team, a soccer team, that might be quite a bit of work to invite every single person. Not only that, some of the folks will already have sites set up. Okay, so that's the Manage Fan account. All right, back to Coach's Home. And, this is obviously the message that we just did. Now I'm going to do one for a different team. So I did this for the golf team it's a site it's a demo site that we have. I'm canceling practice and telling them to stay home and watch the Masters instead. So in order to send this out, I would simply go through and click. I'm not going to do the email blast or SMS blast because we don't have any parents entered in there. But you would do that if you want to send an email message and a text message. But I want to show you how it appears when you click on it for the front page. So if I click on the front page, now you go to the Exeter Eagles site and you will see as you scroll down, right there is the message. So if you want that front center on the Exeter Eagles website, that's where that would appear. If you click on show on front page. Now I don't want that to stay, so I'm going to check that off here. There we go. You can check off the front page and submit, and now you'll see once I refresh that message is completely gone. So if for some reason you accidentally do it, don't worry, it's not the end of the world. Just go back, say no, and it will disappear. And now you'll see when I go to the golf page that we have set up, when I go to the news section, you will now see that notification, and that stays there over some length of time. As you get more messages, they will disappear. All right, but sometimes the problem is it doesn't necessarily your website doesn't necessarily go right to that team news section, and you might want to. Well, you can set any of your pages to be the default page that people go to. So right now I'm going to check the box that says news for the team, and I'll kind of show you what I mean. So normally when I go, I would get to the schedule page as my home page. But now that I've set the news as my default, when I click on my team, the news page shows as my front page. Like I said, normally it's the schedule, but now I changed it, it's the news page. And you can change it to anything, the summaries, the headlines. If you're keeping up with your scores and your games, you might want that to be the page people see when they come to it. And you can even switch it later on in the year. You may want them to go to the team news to keep up to date with open gyms, etc. Or the team links, which might have some web links to some training sessions or programs. Maybe that's your homepage. I'd also like to just kind of make you aware of that team link page, because that's kind of nice to put all the links to the different locations, maybe for the games. You can actually have a document that's a practice schedule in that team link section. You can also put some photos of the team in there, some videos. Those videos can also include YouTube videos, which is pretty neat. So that pretty much sums up what the team news. Just to kind of summarize, you can use that news for the team to both post stuff onto the website very easily, but more importantly, it's a way for you, you don't see it here, but you would have that opportunity when you create it new to check SMS and email, to do it once and send it out to everybody. So I probably added a whole lot of information. Don't worry, it's not that hard. And if you log in as your anywhere on the website that you see help, feel free to click that. You'll get some information, or just hit the contact us. That actually will send to myself and to the athletic director. Just put, Joe, I have a question, and I'll know it's for me if you have any questions. But also you can go to the Exeter website and you can search for me in the directory, or I'm actually under the technology services, and my name again is Joe Calamita. You can just click on the department personnel and you'll see me there. All right, thank you very much, and good luck in posting your information and using the site.